So in dating, there's something that Chris and I call the 1 month curse. Maybe you've dealt with it, where you hit it off with a girl, you hang out with her, you have this chemistry, you guys are sleeping together, there really seems to be something there, and then you hit that 1 month mark, and all of a sudden her interest falls off a cliff. Maybe it happened to you more than once. Maybe it always happens with the women that you really like. Why is it happening, and what can you do about it? In this video, Chris and I are gonna give you 3 ways to stop it from happening in the first place, and if it's happening right now, 3 ways to change her mind and get her back. Hi, I'm Bobby Rio. I'm here with Chris Anderson, and we're gonna discuss how to avoid the 1 month curse and how to turn it around if you're in that situation right now.
Yeah, so I see a lot of this with my clients, especially my older clients. They meet a younger woman and they're like, this girl's beautiful and amazing. And the even better part, this girl is very into them. She's hitting on him. She's texting him a lot. She wants to see him the next day. They had a perfect date. They even slept together. So at this point, it's all high fives, everybody's excited. But unfortunately, in a lot of these cases we were seeing, after about that 1 month mark, the girl starts to pull back. She may even disappear. She may be totally be gone and ghost you. And the clients are left saying, Chris, what happened here? And what we've noticed is, and we have a kind of a catchphrase for it, is newness is not love.
Yeah, I think that a lot of guys confuse that early infatuation, novelty phase. And this, again, if you're an older guy, to a younger woman, you are a novelty. And she has this older guy fantasy. She's seeing you and she's very into it, right? Anytime you're living out a fantasy, especially something you haven't done before, having something that's out of the ordinary for you, you get very into it very quickly. And it's very easy as a man to confuse that and think, I've won the game. It's over. I've got her. We've heard clients say it. I've got her. The problem is, like Chris said, is that for a woman, that's just the beginning. That's just the honeymoon phase of it. And for how long is it that it takes women to fall in love?
Yeah, so I was reading this article, and I'm not going to pinpoint it exactly, but it basically said, and this is, our research has shown this too with our clients, it takes about 70 days for a woman to fall in love. And what that means is it takes time, and you can't rush time. I always use this example with my clients. I don't know, maybe you like football, your favorite football team. If they're winning 70-0 in the first quarter, you still haven't won the game. The game isn't over. The clock still has to run out. So you could feel like, hey, let's celebrate, we've won, but you haven't won anything yet till time passes.
And it's confusing. Guys, especially guys that have worked with us or seen our videos and are like, Bobby, I did everything right. I wasn't the nice guy. She was more into me. This is the key. She was more into me than I was into her. And this is why guys make the mistake, because they assume I can be at her level. She's up here, her interest level is here, so I gotta get up here too. The problem is, as a woman, she expects a high value man to slow her down. She expects him to be the one who's harder to get his attention. So you have to set the pace.
Yeah, I think she's secretly, like we were saying, she's secretly hoping you slow her down. And again, it's hard when it's a woman you like, and it's a younger, beautiful woman, and she's calling you again, and you go, Bobby and Chris also told me you got to get this girl and get her fast, and that's true. She really likes you, but there comes a certain point where it's too much too fast, and it's more important to slow her down than see her again. If I wanted to use my football analogy again, you're already up 70-0. Why am I throwing a Hail Mary pass? Let me just hand it off to the fullback and run out the clock.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with how men and women like actually value something differently. You're an older guy, she's a young, attractive woman. You're putting a lot of value on her. You're like, I want her. For her, for women, value is very different. Value is like status. Value is how much of a challenge you are. Value is who has more of the power. I want to be with the guy that is like out of my league. And the guy that she's used to, the guy who is out of her league, the guy who is the high value guy, the challenge, he's never immediately giving his whole entire attention to her. He's always slightly out of reach. Even when she's giving a lot, he's always pulling slightly away, always slowing her down a little bit. And you need to be doing that as well.
I would say it takes time to show those things, right? That's not something that can be shown in an instant. Like we said, a lot of times you look at this younger, beautiful woman, instantly your interest level is 100, you're so into her. her, yeah, she liked you too at the beginning, but to display those qualities we talked about, challenge and making her wait and the value, that takes time. No man can get around that.
So what do you mean by slower? Let's explain exactly what we mean by slow a woman down.
Okay, there's a certain pace to everything, right? Like even, let's just say you were growing roses. There's a certain pace nature has. You can't go, hey, Bobby, water the roses twice a day. Will they grow faster? No, you're just drowning the roses. Hey, Bobby, what if I fed the roses though like 4 times? Would they grow faster? No, nature has a pace. Love has a pace. You can't rush it. So if a woman's saying you saw her 2 days in a row at the beginning and she goes, I really want to see you tonight. Will you please come over? And you say, I know I've seen her 2 days in a row, but screw it, I'm going over there, right? You're doing yourself a disservice. You're going against it. It would be more important to politely decline that offer and let time pass. And I know that sounds crazy to hear, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it's all about pacing, right? As a man, you need to control the pace. You can't let her dictate the pace. So pacing could be, how often do you hang out? She may want to hang out every night. She's a younger woman. She doesn't have as much responsibilities as you a lot of times. So maybe for her, going out to a bar 4 nights in a row or going out, whatever it is, okay. But you, as the mature man, need to be able to say, you know what? Tonight's not good for me. And you don't even have to give her a reason, right? Part of the thrill is not giving her a reason. Controlling the pace is, how often are you texting her?
Oh, yeah.
Is she, a lot of guys, Bobby, but she's texting me 5-8 times a day, so I'm just replying back to her. There's no rule that says just because somebody texts you, you have to reply back or you have to reply back the same day. If she's texting you during the middle of the day and you're working, finish your work day, go home, go to the gym, go do all your things, and then maybe later on that night, hey, just saw this, and you reply, but you're setting the pace. Do you get the difference there? A lot of guys are, she's texting me and then you're replying, and then she texts again, you're replying. Now she's controlling the pace, and you may look at that as a good thing. This is what we're saying. A lot of guys, oh my God, I already have her. She's already texting me 5 times a day, but she will hit a wall. And when she hits that wall, she is not going to take the blame. She's not going to go, it was my fault. She's going to go.
I always picture a guy in front of a judge, but she was texting me 7 times a day. It's still your fault.
Still your fault. As the man, you have to dictate the pace. All of these things are up to you. It's your job, right? You have to be conscious of, am I falling in other things? She's talking. Oh, but Bobby, we're talking and she's telling me how she wants to go on a vacation with me and her sister's wedding is coming up and she wants to bring me and all these things. You have to control yourself and you can't just fall into this. You may go, you don't have to be a dick and you don't have to be like, yeah, I think it's too early to talk about vacations, but you don't jump, you don't take the bait. You don't go, oh yeah, let's get on Expedia and let's look at where we can.
No, you say this simple line. Hey, let's go on a few more dates first.
You don't have to make a big deal. This isn't about embarrassing her. You don't have to say, hey babe, slow down. You just have to take that vibe and change the subject. If she's gushing about things she wants to do, change the subject. If she's telling you, I have such feelings for you, you don't have to say it back, right?
Yeah, no, totally. I agree 100%.
You can go, hey, yeah, things are going great. I'm having a lot of fun with you too. That's the key word. A woman actually, I had this exact thing happen where she dumped her feelings on me, and this was after a month or two, and I go, yeah, I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. And just saying that, you don't have to say, I really like you too.
Right.
I'm having a lot of fun with you. That's a very vague thing that lets her off the hook. She doesn't feel like, oh my God, but you dictated the terms.
You're slowing her down at the beginning, right? If you were with her for 7 months and you say, hey, I'm just having fun, you know what? She's got a legitimate gripe, right? You're not invested in this thing. We're saying at the beginning of the relationship, when you're excited and she's excited, you've got to take that lead to slow her down so time will pass and she'll fall in love. I want to add another one too. Getting too comfortable with her too quick, especially over text message. You've known her for 2 weeks and all of a sudden you're saying, good morning, good night, sweet dreams. I met you 2 weeks ago. We're talking about our dreams. Like, it's way too comfortable. Don't give up that kind of playful, zippy, flirty attitude over text so quickly. I'll just give a quick example. Let's just say you're dating this new younger woman and it's been 2 weeks and she texts you and says, hey, are you dating anyone else? If you answered, I'm not dating anybody. Actually, you would write back, do stalkers count? It's playful, it's funny, she left. You're just showing, I'm not tamed yet. You're
Yeah.
still gonna have to put in work to get me. Even if this girl's already chasing you, she still wants to put in that work.
Yeah, and what Chris just said is actually great because you make a joke about it,
right,
and you change the subject in a funny way. It leaves the tension there. It leaves her wondering, right? Because the wondering, that uncertainty, that's part of what causes her to ultimately fall in love in the end, right? That uncertainty of, does he like me? What does he mean? That tension, that's exciting. And I think a problem is when you're getting a lot of her interest very quickly, you jump into boyfriend mode very fast and you skip over the fun part. The fun part for her is what's going to happen. I have to convince him I'm the one. I have to earn his attention, his time. She wants to feel like she's slowly winning you over. But if you're jumping into have a good night, babe, that's boyfriendy, girlfriendy stuff.
Yeah.
And okay, she may, again, in the beginning, it may be fun for her for a few weeks, and then it's, oh no, this is a little too much, a little too fast.
I call it giving them the engagement time, right? Like you don't give the girl the engagement ring and saying we're getting married tomorrow. She's, no, I need a little engagement time, make my girlfriends jealous time, show off the ring time. That's what dating is. Like she needs that time to enjoy herself and flirty. Being boyfriend, girlfriend is great, but it is a little more serious, right? Now we're like a little further along. Don't rush through this flirty, fun, wondering type of period.
Yeah, because there's a comfort level. Chris mentioned that, getting too comfortable. And we gave the example of sending the good night text or but it's also that comfort level comes in a lot of different ways. It also comes in the not feeling like I have to flirt with her or not feeling like I have to, like we go out, it's, just come over to my house and we'll
Netflix
watch.
and chill.
And listen,
Can I say something?
Yeah.
You haven't earned Netflix and chill, buddy. You've got to put in the work. When you put in the hard work and you've got this girl wrapped up and she's in love, get on the phone, order that Uber Eats food, put on your favorite Netflix show. You've earned it, but you haven't earned it yet. It will come back to haunt you.
Yeah, listen, we're not saying don't sleep. Like if she wants to come over and sleep with you, you can sleep with her. It's not, oh yeah, don't sleep with her. But there's a difference between sleeping with her and then sleeping with her and cuddling in the next morning and going in. When she has to put her makeup on around you and she's wearing her best clothes, that's investment. And the more she's investing in you, the more investment she has. But if you make her stop, if she stops investing and we're already at that level where I don't have to wear makeup and I don't have to wear my sexy clothes and I don't have to, he can see me looking like this. That's like part
dating
of the
is
thrill.
investment. You're right. They call the girlfriends, do I look good in this? How's my hair? Versus coming over in a ponytail and sweatpants to watch Netflix. You're exactly right. You got to go on. Listen, we all want to do it. It's like the male Super Bowl. Order food, watch Netflix, hook up. It's too early for that. You're going to get years of that if you lock this girl up and she falls in love. But again, that's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, and I think this is actually a really important, it may seem a little advanced in some ways because we have other videos where don't make the nice guy mistakes and don't do all these things. And what happens is, and I think the reason this is important is because a lot of guys come to us and they're like, I did everything right. Why did it still happen? And really the reason it happened is because you did everything right in the beginning, you got a lot of that attraction very quickly. And because it came so quickly, more than likely you gave up too soon. You were like, I got it, it's over, I can relax now. And relaxing may feel good to you in the short term, but in the long term, it doesn't let that tension build, that attraction build that needs to happen in order for her to go from, he's a cool guy, we had some good sex, versus I see a future with this guy. So in a lot of ways, this is a really important video, and it may seem a little advanced because a lot of other videos where we talk about, we're like, don't make this mistake, be this way, be flirty, be fun, don't give your hand away right away. And why we say this is a little advanced is because maybe, and this happens to us, where guys are like, I did everything right. I wasn't the nice guy. I got the attraction. I slept with her, Bobby, and it still happened. This is why it's all about the ability to lead the vibe, to slow her down, to control the pacing, and to get her in a place where she's valuing you more and more, which eventually she makes the decision, I want to be his girlfriend, because she hasn't made that decision after a month. She may act like it, she may say things, but women are notoriously, they say what they feel in the moment, but it's not like something that they've logically come to the conclusion to. And that's why you can't let her momentary flashes or transient excitement think that it's over, the game's over, I've won.
I look at it like this. You've got a pie, the oven is at the right temperature, 450 degrees, yes, but it was only in the oven for 2 minutes. You take that thing out, it's not ready. Time is the most important ingredient. So you're gonna have have to take the masculine lead, slow her down, don't let her get too comfortable, and keep up that flirty vibe.
So we've mentioned a lot of our clients throughout this video, and if you're wondering how does this actually help me in the situation? What does it mean to work with somebody? Chris has actually I've been referring a lot of guys to him. They've been getting amazing results because one of the benefits of a coach is they have clarity that you don't have. We always say in driving, we all have a blind spot where we can't see. In dating, we have a blind spot and you don't see it, but a coach is able to pinpoint it out. You can look at a text and go,
yep,
right here, you should have slowed her down. So give the guys watching an idea of how you work with your clients. And
yeah, so a new client comes in and he's got his situation. The first thing I am going to look at is what's the pacing, right? Because sometimes they're not clear. They're like, I go, specifically, how many days a week do you see this girl? Chris, 4 or 5, right? You say, that's a little too much to start. So we got to get the pacing right. Try to see a girl about once a week to start. How much texting are you doing? Chris, not too much. Please be specific how much. We text like several times every day, in the morning and the night. And then, okay, send me the text, because it's not just the amount, it's what you're saying. Is it flirty? Is it fun? My point is this, I holistically look at everything that's going on. What is the pacing? How much texting? What are the texts? And that's when we go through it and put together a specific game plan where we slow the pace down, we get back to that flirty interaction, conversation, and vibe, and get her more attracted to you again.
In the very beginning of this video, we mentioned older guys and younger women. And the reason we did is because this is something we see. A lot of the clients you're working with, I know, are older guys. They come into the dating scene and they don't really realize this, especially if they've been married for a really long time. And especially what happens is you go on a few bad dates, you go out with a few girls where you're not into her, or you make mistakes and it's just, and then you meet the one where you did think everything went well, you did think there was chemistry, and it's so confusing because you haven't been in that situation for a long time that it really is good just to get a refresher, I think. Just to have somebody who goes, okay, you met her, here's how we're gonna play this, here's how we're gonna handle this.
You want the specifics. What is the pace? Like, you just can't be vague. No, I'll give you the specific pace, the specific plan we're gonna use, the specific text we're gonna send. Leave all the thinking to me, and I will map it out for you so you can do it and get this girl back.
So if you're interested in learning more about Chris and his packages, I'm going to put a link below this video. You can read all about it, learn all about it. What we would like to see from you, though, is leave us a question in the comments, something that's been on your mind about women, something that you're like, man, this just bugs me. We want to tackle the common things that we're getting in the questions area, in the comments area. So leave us a comment. And also, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share this video. Maybe you have a friend who keeps making this mistake. Share the video with your friend, because it is a blind spot that we have as guys, is not realizing the subtle mistakes we're making. So again, hope you enjoyed this video and we will see you soon.